and welcome back to Talk Business and Politics. I am with Mainstream Technologies' John Burgess, Verizon Wireless Kristi Crum, and Lee Watson from the Venture Center. All right, we're talking about just how much security and privacy is at stake with all this technological development and advancement that's going on. I kind of want to get all of your perspectives on how you convince someone to transition from the old to the new. I think there's a lot of different ways and different lenses you guys might look through this. And Kristi, I'll come to you first with that. How do you convince a consumer or a business owner that it's time to upgrade? It can be overwhelming.
Well, we do that a lot, right? We meet with businesses, and I think it's really important from a business perspective to have a technology partner that you trust that can teach you. Here is all of the technology in your business, not just in Arkansas, but across the country. We sit down with businesses every day and we show them, here is what's coming. You cannot miss a market transition. At some point, there is a cost to not upgrading your technology, right? So you have to weigh, what is it today that I'm being asked to spend, and at what point do I get more value out of that than holding on to this older technology? And if you're a new business, I would say absolutely make sure that you future-proof your business from the very beginning. Get all of the latest technologies, have a partner that understands that, and understand what all your competitors are coming to the table with. The days of not having backup, wireless backup, so your POS system's going out, why would you have that happen? There's a cost to that every minute. Why would you have paper? Why would you, I mean, there's so many questions that I ask that at some point the cost of that technology will absolutely, be worth it in terms of productivity, efficiencies, etc.
Lee, your take.
Yeah, I think you got to know when the opportunity is there, and you got to really watch for that. Some of the best startup, examples that we see in the newspapers all the time are companies that, knew when to build something on top of a new platform that was getting traction. Facebook, right? Not the first social network, but knew what the market was doing, leveraged new technologies, and they're the player today, and nobody remembers, the other social network sites that were, there before.
Somebody remembers. Who was the other social network? There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Showing your age there. John, what do you deal with a lot of customers in legacy systems that, maybe 10, 15, 20 years old? Are they that old, or are they younger?
There are plenty of pieces of software running out there that are as old as I am. What we tell our customers is that no matter what your SIC code says that your business is, you are in the technology business. And these different waves of technology introduce new opportunities, but they also raise the bar as to what the minimum expectation is. So if you're, the internet age, late 90s, early 2000s, the bubble to go out and get your flashy website. Well, now with PDAs, smartphones, that is passé. So that's a modernization requirement if you're going to stay competitive in the marketplace.
I think the trick too is really to know when and where to make those changes,
right?
And to have partners that can help you, walk through. So I've got the Apple iWatch, and so I can go and pay, right, using my Amex with the Apple Pay Watch. Everything that happens behind the scenes is still running on mainframe software from the 1970s. So some of it just still works. So you really have to know when and where,
And those drivers are more, we call those the system of engagement, which is on your wrist, versus the system of record, which is where all the ledgers are balanced.
Right.
Those opportunities are driven, or those changes are driven more by the hardware and the infrastructure and the bandwidth, broadband advances in the heavy lifting layer, so that some of that software is fine running on the 30-year-old COBOL system, but the cost of ownership as new server hardware, new faster networking gear comes out, that presents opportunities to save money by modernizing that platform.
Kristi, I talked to a telecom exec one time. I remember this very vividly, and this was probably 10 years ago, who said you need to make the investment when it is going to give you a quantum leap in productivity.
Yes.
If it's just a tiny incremental thing, it might not be the right time to do it. Is that good advice to follow?
Absolutely. I think that's great advice to follow. So think about this. In the next 5 years, millennials are going to, now the word millennials, I know I brought it to the table, I said it, 60% of the purchasing power. They want things now. They want things at this minute. They want technology. They were born into technology. They don't want to wait. So they absolutely be thinking about that right now. In the next 5 years, those are who I'm going to be doing business with, those millennials that want things now. What does my technology look like right now, and where do I in the next 5 years to get to that customer satisfaction rate.
Yeah, batch processing is so last year.
That's right. Yes.
All right, does anybody know what a yuckie is real quick? A yuckie, it's a new term I read about this week, Y-U-C-C-I-E. It's a young urban creative. It's one of those millennials that are living in the downtown area.
We're
want
all
that technology.
still trying to figure out millennials.
That's
Don't
right.
blame
We're on
somebody
yuckies.
else.
All right, we got to wrap it up here. I want to talk a little bit more about STEM and STEAM education. Will you guys stick around for a web extra?
Absolutely.
All right, John Burgess, Kristi Crum, Lee Watson, thank you very much for being here. When we come back from this word from our sponsors, Talk Business and Politics contributors Wes Brown and Jessica DeLoach-Sabin run through a litany of hot business and political topics from this last week. And don't forget, this web extra will be online at talkbusiness.net after the show.